Hey, what's up guys? Jason here again. I got another entry for the Blood and Suds series of videos I'm doing here on my channel. Today I'm going to be doing France, and the beer I'm going to be talking about is Kronenbourg 1664. And sorry it's been so long since I did one of these videos. It's just kind of takes up a lot of my time, and I got to buy the beer and all that stuff. But I am going to try to do this a little more often here on my channel. Have a lot of fun with it, and what I'm doing is I'm talking about horror films from a certain country, and I'm also going to be reviewing a beer from that country. And the fun part for you guys is I'm going to try to drink all of these in an allotted amount of time. I'm going to try to do it in like 15 minutes. I was going to bring a stopwatch in here with me, but I forgot. So if I run a little over, I'm sorry, but I'm going to try to do as good a job as I can. It's kind of hard to drink all that quickly when I'm running my mouth so much, but hopefully you guys can have a good time trying to see me suck these things down. So I'll go ahead and get started here. And I have had these sitting out for a little while, so they're, a little warmer than usual, so I'll be able to drink them. And I had a professor one time tell me in college that the ideal temperature for a beer is like 45 degrees, something like that. It's not actually ice cold, as most people have you believe, but go ahead, starting now. Actually, not that bad. It's a little heavier than I thought it was going to be. Not bad at all. It reminds me of something I've had before. Yeah, definitely recommend picking this one up. It's not too heavy, not too light. This is I'm not even sure what kind of beer this is as far as the style or anything, but it's La Premiere, so that's got to be good, right? Ooh. Sorry to sound like such a doofus. I'm not like a beer aficionado or anything. I like to drink a lot of beer, that's about it. But let's go ahead and get started here. Where the hell my movie stack is. Okay. Go ahead and get started here with a few of my favorites. Just a few I grabbed off my collection. Start off with my favorite film. It's one of my favorite films to come out probably in the last 10 years. Really, it's way up there. This is Inside. By far my favorite French film I've seen. And this film's awesome. Everything about it's awesome. A lot of you guys have probably already seen it. This is the unrated copy. I would recommend getting this one. I know the UK has a rated cut out there that has a lot of the gore cut out. I definitely recommend picking this one up. And awesome movie. Actually, the first time my wife was pregnant, I think I watched this thing twice with her. And it has some scenes in it where it's kind of hard to watch. I don't want to spoil anything, but if you're a lady expecting a baby, it may be kind of hard for you to watch. But yeah, if you ever want to piss your wife off, put this on if she's expecting or whatever. See, when I run my mouth so much, it's hard to drink these things. Not going down quite as smooth as the one of the last beers I reviewed, the Canadian beer, Labatt Blue. Definitely a lighter beer. But Inside, check it out. All you guys have probably already seen it. There's another one, Night of Death. Awesome movie. This is one that's kind of under the radar for me. I hadn't heard of it. Actually, Savini, 1979. A really good friend of mine here on YouTube has an awesome channel. Has awesome taste in movies, and he reviewed this over on the House of Horror channel, and just awesome film. It's really, I think the best thing about this film is the atmosphere. It's also a lot of really cool gore in here. It came out in 1980. It's about this chick that She works at she gets a job at a retirement home, and the people in the place, it turns out that their secret to longevity is eating young girls, so kind of plays into the part. It's not really a spoiler. You learn that like really quickly in the film. Another one I have here. This is Deep in the Woods. This is another one that's like really critically acclaimed. Had a lot of fame there in the early 2000s. This actually came out in 2000. And really popular film in France. And I think it was pretty popular in the States and all over the world as well. But I hadn't heard of it. This is another one that John Savini, 1979, recommended. And this film blew me away. Just wonderfully directed, and I definitely recommend everybody check this one out as well. If you like my review, it's always check this one out. This is High Tension on Blu-ray. I obviously haven't opened it yet, and it says $0 right there. I paid more than $0, but got this from Best Buy. I paid like $5 when it first came out on Blu-ray. I don't know if it was a problem they had online or whatever, but I picked it up. $5, can't go wrong. I like Inside. High Tension, but I don't know. I don't like it as much as I used to. It's a really good film. I think the reason why I don't like it as much as I used to is Alexander Aja has kind of disappointed me as a director, but that film is great. But a lot of his stuff he's done once he came over here to the U.S. and they gave him an assload of money has kind of been shitty, but can't necessarily blame all that on him. I blame a good bit of that on the studios. And, I don't know, the basic, American bullshit, Hollywood bullshit movie game, they always got their hand in the pot, but I did manage to get an original French High Tension poster, and that actually got a theatrical release here. It showed in my area, and I didn't watch it, but I did get a poster of it. A friend of mine worked at the movie theater while it was showing, and I got a poster of it, and I had the damn poster hanging on my wall the whole time it was at the theater. I don't know what the hell I was doing, but I never watched it until it got released on DVD here in the U.S. Probably 2005 probably. Bear with me, guys. Another few I wanted to mention that I don't own but are like staples in French horror is 1955, the film Diabolique came out. And I have not actually seen the original film. I've seen the American remake, which is not all that great, but stars Chaz Palminteri and, I don't know, Sharon Stone or somebody like that. And not a huge fan of that remake, but I do want to see the original one day. Only reason I want to mention that is I'm not a huge fan of films like pre-1960. I'm just not. I don't know why. I don't get into films that old, but I've seen a few. But most of the films I enjoy from the 70s and 80s. And probably the biggest French horror film ever is Eyes Without a Face. Came out in 1960. And I have seen that, and that is an amazing film. I'd recommend all you check that one out as well. You've probably all seen it because it's just like a staple of horror. Like if you're a horror fan, you need to go see Eyes Without a Face. And Gene Roland is also someone else I need to mention in here. I have some of his films, but I don't have any out. My DVD collection sitting next to me and it's all like stacked all together, my horror DVDs. But gotta mention Gene Roland. He's the king of the erotic thriller, the erotic horror movie, and in France. He made tons of them with Brigitte Leahy and a few other popular French actresses. Faceless, I think he did Faceless. Grapes of Death, a few other films like that. Let's see. Gene Roland he did The Rape of the Vampire, which is a really popular French horror film as well. Let's see. Don't you love how organized I am? I'm sure that was more than 7 minutes, but I am halfway finished. Halfway through. Okay. A few other horror films I wanted to mention from France are Friends Like Harry. Came out in 2000. I recently saw that one, and I don't own it, but I will pick it up one day if I see it. Really cool film. It's kind of a slow build to that one, but it does have a really cool payoff, and highly recommended to you guys. If something can keep me awake at like 3 in the morning, it's pretty fucking good, because I don't generally, I fall asleep during everything, like all the time, so. Friends Like Harry came out in 2000. Another film I'd like to recommend is Cachet. Came out in 2005, and I saw that one back probably 2006. So it's been quite a while since I've seen that one, but it is a really good film. It's really not, I wouldn't classify it as horror, but it's like a thriller, suspense, whatever. Kind of a threshold of horror. Another one you got to mention is Frontiers. Everybody knows Frontiers. It's like the French version of Texas Chainsaw. It's got the I don't know if you call them inbred or what, but just like these like redneck people in France, and they torture and kill people and stuff like that. Another film I got to mention is Baby Blood, which I have this in my collection, but I couldn't find it. And Martyrs, which I've got that one too. That's the really popular film that all of you've probably heard of before. And I'm not really need to talk about Martyrs very much. The Horde, also known as La Horde, is the French title. That is the zombie film. That's a really cool film. I had a lot of fun with that one. I own that too, but I couldn't find it in my quick search I did. But yeah, that's not released on American DVD yet, but hopefully it will be coming soon. Now that the zombie genre's kind of died down a little bit. Hopefully it'll get a release here in the near future. But yeah, La Horde was a lot of fun. It was kind of like an action movie and a zombie movie combined. Reminded me a lot of maybe the Dawn of the Dead remake. It was really really fast paced and really good for people with like a short attention span, because it was high action for the entire movie, which I like that. It's not really something I'm gonna go back and continue to watch all the time, but I did have a lot of fun with it when I originally saw it. Let's see, Living Dead Girl came out in 1982. That's another really good French horror film, really popular one. Check that one out. Chitan is another fun one to watch. Came out in 2006. That's another one that's kind of on the cusp of being a horror movie. It's horror, thriller, suspense, whatever you want to classify it as. A lot of the more recent French horror films have been shocking, really in other ways, and just being like really grotesque. Like a film like Chitan is just really shocking to me, because it seems real, like the people that are portrayed in the film. Just really bizarre and really messed up, and some of the stuff you'll see in that movie is really messed up. I don't want to give any spoilers, but check that one out. If you've seen it, comment down here somewhere and let me know what you think. But yeah, that's a good one to watch. Another one, a good one, also came out in 2006, is Them. also known as Ills, the French title. That's I don't want to spoil that one because I think like the twist is the biggest part of the movie, but it's this couple is in a house and they get terrorized, and they eventually find out who the assailant is, and it's kind of a shocking reveal there, but really fun film. I enjoy that one a lot. That seems to be one that people bitch about quite a bit. Same way people bitch about High Tension and the twist in High Tension. Which, fuck, I'm sure everybody's seen that. I could probably spoil that right now. Nobody would care, but I try not to spoil anything for people because I hate people do that to me. So I won't talk about that. But another cool one is In My Skin, and that's kind of a cannibal movie. It's well, I don't know, what do you call it when you eat your own body? It's this chick's really at this. She develops this. I don't know, psychosis or this problem over the course of the film, where she starts pulling off pieces of her own flesh and eating it. And I did a review for that over on the House of Horror if you want to check it out sometime last year. That's a cool one. That's definitely a cool one to check out. An odd concept for a movie. But yeah, this chick, she pulls off like big pieces of her flesh and she munches down. Near the end of the film, she gets a piece of skin and she wants to like keep it. She wants to like get it tanned and get it whatever you do to a piece of leather to keep it. And I guess she wants a keepsake or whatever, but she like traps herself in a room and just cuts away at herself for days at a time, and eventually it really causes problems in her life. Like she loses her job, and or she's about to lose her job and all this other stuff, but really messed up, and it's kind of a bizarre concept, and I had a lot of fun with it. Another one I wanted to mention was Brotherhood of the Wolf. Came out in 2001. That's one I actually did see in the theaters. I don't know when it made it here in the theaters, maybe 2001, 2002. And we saw that one, and when it was advertised here, like the trailers, like it didn't say that it was a French film, that it was subtitled at all. It was never advertised that way. And I saw it with my brother, and he was like pissed off. He's like, I can't believe this movie. I got to read the whole movie, and we actually got a refund of our tickets and went and saw something else. But it's not that I cared about the subtitles. He was the one that was pissed off, and it was because it wasn't advertised that way. But Brotherhood of the Wolf is a really bizarre film. It's like a really high action. It's like a martial arts movie, but a few horror elements in there. It's really more of a action film than a horror film. But another really cool one to check out if you haven't seen it. Last one, guys. Last film I want to talk about was Baxter. This film came out in 2009, and I saw this probably like 2 years ago, and I really had a lot of fun with it. It's a film about this dog, and this boy finds the dog, and he takes him as a pet or whatever. But the whole film is like narrated by the dog. Like you hear the dog talking, and you hear the dog's thoughts. He doesn't actually talk in the movie, but you hear the dog's thoughts, and really, really cool concept for a movie. And I really enjoyed it a lot. I recommend all of you check out Baxter if you ever get a chance. And I think the film's in black and white, if I remember correctly. It may not be, but you know, everybody wants to add the black and white to be a little more artsy or whatever. Oh man. Let's see. I think I mentioned pretty much everything I want to talk about on here. But check out Baxter. It's about a pit bull terrier, I think. Yeah, bull terrier, not a pit bull. And the boy is like a neo-Nazi. He's a young neo-Nazi who has like a really violent tendencies, and he uses the dog to kind of carry out these violent tendencies. And you know, he kind of uses him to, you know, bite his friends and, you know, bite the bullies, you know, the kids that had bullied him and stuff like that. So, you know, Baxter wasn't really violent before this kid got a hold of him. He kind of like, you know, trained him and made him really violent. But yeah, that was a good film. It's kind of unsettling. It's really not a horror film, but I don't know. There's a lot of. It's kind of hard to, you know, differentiate these days between a horror film and a thriller and a suspense, because I mean there is horror elements in the film, but. Alright, whatever. It's been the video. Thanks for watching.